A major upset just unfolded in Texas, and Donald Trump is panicking. On Saturday, a special election was held for State Senate District number 9. It was a runoff special election, and we can now project that the Democratic candidate, Taylor Rehmet, will flip Texas State Senate District 9 and will go on to defeat the MAGA Republican candidate Leigh Wambsganss. This is a plus 17 Trump district. Leigh Wambsganss is an ultra MAGA candidate. Throughout the weekend, Donald Trump has been endorsing Leigh Wambsganss, saying, vote for her. You must vote for her. Get out and vote Texas. This is a strong rebuke against Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans. Taylor Rehmet, who is a veteran, a union leader, and a fighter for working Texans, and ran on that platform right there, will go on to win. Here's what we're reporting right now on the MeidasTouch network. Major upset alert. Democrat Taylor Rehmet has just been projected the winner of the Texas Senate District 9 special election, flipping a district that went plus 17 and hasn't elected a Democrat since 1991. Trump personally endorsed Leigh Wambsganss and spent days hyping this race, and MAGA Republican Leigh Wambsganss loses. The Democratic candidate Taylor Rehmet goes on to win. Take a look right here. And it wasn't even all that close. The Democrat, when we called this race, had 56% of the vote. The MAGA Republican candidate had 43.7% of the vote. Again, Leigh Wambsganss says that in her bio that she's a Christian, a wife, a mama bear, a proven conservative, she says, running for Texas's State Senate District 9 to put Texans first. She said she's ultra MAGA. And I guess ultra MAGA is going the way that ultra MAGA is going. Big ultra loser. Now, in the past week, this state Senate district race was profiled by the New York Times. A tight state house race in Texas offers Republicans a warning. A state Senate runoff on Saturday in the Fort Worth suburbs, around the Tarrant County area, will preview whether a backlash against conservative social policies will give Democrats a chance again. Taylor Rehmet said in response to that article 2 days ago, we're in the New York Times. Voters are fed up with extremist agendas that prioritize culture wars over doing what's best for Texans. On Saturday, we will flip this seat and get to work fighting for the issues that actually matter to you. Here was the very gloomy scene at Leigh Wambsganss' election event. It was not a party. It ended up turning into a tragedy for Leigh Wambsganss, but a celebratory event for the rest of Texas as her culture war, ultra-magist, extremist agenda was rejected. She goes, we'll be back in November. Because this was a special election next November, this seat is up for re-election again. But it seems that Taylor Rehmet really connected with the constituents in this Fort Worth suburbs area. And I think he's going to do a good job. Donald Trump this past weekend was saying the following on his social media platform. Leigh Wambsganss, a Republican running for state senate in the suburbs of Fort Worth, Texas, will be a great candidate and has my complete and total endorsement. Thank you for your attention to this matter, DJT. He posted that January 30th, 2026. He then said, I'm asking all America First patriots in Texas's 9th state senate district to please make a plan and get out to vote on election day, Saturday, January 31st, for a phenomenal candidate, Leigh Wambsganss. She's a highly successful entrepreneur, an incredible supporter of our movement to make America great again. My very good friend, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, needs a strong conservative Republican in State Senate District 9. Keep Texas red. The radical left Democrats are spending a fortune to beat a true MAGA warrior, Leigh Wambsganss. You can win this election for Leigh, who has my complete and grand total endorsement. Please make a plan to get out to vote. And you see right there, Donald Trump repudiated. And just to give you some procedural history of Texas State Senate District 9 without getting into the weeds, it covers parts of Tarrant County. It's the Fort Worth and northern suburb areas like Keller, South Lake, North Richland Hills, and that surrounding area. The reason that you had this runoff is because no candidate received a majority, over 50% of the votes, in the initial special general election held on November 4th. The seat became vacant earlier when longtime Republican State Senator Kelly Hancock resigned in 2025 to become the acting Texas comptroller. So you had that first special election in November. No one got to 50%. So there was the runoff that took place on Saturday night, Saturday, January 31st, and Taylor Rehmet will go on to win. Take a look at Taylor Rehmet's watch party right here, and you'll see the celebratory nature as we can declare Taylor Rehmet will go on to win. Here, play this clip.
All right, y'all. Hey, I want to say thank all of you so much for being a part of this campaign. We still have more work to do, but right now we are celebrating that we worked so hard, and we have to follow the results. We have to continue to have our energy. We have a lot more work to do, and I did not do this alone. I did it because of all of you showing up. That's what it takes. And I know that this energy will propel us forward, not just in this race, in other races. Keep up the energy, and let's celebrate.
Now, if you want to know, how did Taylor Rehmet flip a plus 17 Trump district blue, an ultra MAGA district blue? Well, he focused on affordability. He focused on the kitchen table issues that Americans care about. And that's what we're seeing across the country right now. For example, here was one of the ads that was run about this race. Let's play this clip.
To Taylor Rehmet, Tarrant County is more than a place. It's a promise. But skyrocketing prices and property taxes are pushing that promise out of reach. It's time to vote in a leader who gets it because he lives it. Taylor Rehmet for Senate. Taylor's a local vet who served honorably and came home to build F-35s. A working man who will stand up to corporations ripping off the little guy.
The special election for Senate District 9 in Tarrant County is headed to a runoff.
Rehmet for Senate. Voting starts January 21.
Here is Taylor Rehmet right here talking about how Republicans promise property tax relief. Texans pay more every year. When the state underfunds public education and diverts billions to a voucher scam, homeowners foot the bill. As your state senator, I'll lower taxes by fully funding schools and putting Texas first. Watch this.
Republicans keep campaigning on empty promises about property tax relief. But if you own a home in Texas, you already know the truth. Your property taxes keep going up. Here's why. Greg Abbott and Dan Patrick have spent years prioritizing their billionaire donors in voucher scams instead of funding our public schools. In 2023, the governor held public education funding hostage, forcing school districts to do more with less. And in 2025, Greg Abbott finally pushed his voucher plan through, a scheme projected to cost up to $7 billion over the next 5 years. That's billions of dollars diverted away from our public schools. So when the state refuses to pay its share, the local school districts are left with only one option: shift the costs onto homeowners. That means higher local tax rates and bigger property tax bills for families, even as politicians claim they're cutting taxes. It doesn't have to be this way. If the state fully funds public education, school districts don't have to lean on local property taxes just to keep the lights on. I'll fight to fully fund our schools at the state level so that families aren't taxed out of the homes they grew up in. That's what being Texan is about. taking care of each other, not passing the bill down to working families. I'm Taylor Rehmet, and I'm running to lower the costs and bringing tangible property tax relief to Texas. Early voting starts January 21st. Make a plan to vote.
Then Taylor Rehmet was running ads like this. My mom always said to never talk about money at the dinner table, but this race is all about money, cutting costs, lowering property taxes, and reducing health insurance expenses. Here's what he had to say. Here, play this clip.
Growing up, my mom always told me not to talk about money at the dinner table. Well, sorry, Mom, because this campaign is all about money. It's about how much we get in our paychecks, how much we spend on groceries and health insurance, how much we pay in property taxes. So while my opponent helps billionaires get richer, I'm fighting for you. I'm Taylor Rehmet, and I'm running for Texas Senate District 9 to make Texas work for you.
Cut.
I'm Taylor Rehmet's mom, and I approve this message.
Next, you had Leigh Wambsganss just running a campaign of whining and grievance and culture war. Here she is saying, millions in dark money fuels this Democratic race. It's all the Democratic dark money. Here, play this clip.
Finally, the truth is being published in this morning's Texas Voice article entitled Dark Money Fueling Democrat Efforts in Texas. It reveals the millions of dollars raised by Texas Majority PAC, a partner of the Texas Democrat Party, and that it is funding nearly 2/3 of Democrat Taylor Rehmet's campaign. It also reveals over $7 million in George Soros direct contributions. Check it out for yourself. The article is in the comments. Friends, over 26,000 Senate District 9 Republicans haven't voted. Run. Don't walk to the polls tomorrow, Saturday, January 31st, and vote in this special election. Only you have the power to keep Texas sane and free.
And here's, I think, a great graphic that really shows what this race was all about. Taylor Rehmet, proud to serve. Leigh Wambsganss, paid to hate. Paid to hate right there. I want to share this with you as well. This was after the runoff was announced back in November, and I think this highlights it well. This is Gina Hinosa. Texans know her very well, and she says, voters in Fort Worth fought back against